Hi, superstars. It is time for math. We are on lesson 2-4, the number 0. Okay, you've learned about the numbers 1 to 5. Now you're going to learn about the number 0 in this lesson. All right, let's see what we've learned prior. So I'm going to draw some stars with different groups. All right, let's look at these stars and let's count how many are in each group. And this is our last group down here. All right, so in our first group, we have 1 star. So that's one group. Here's our second group. How many stars do we have in our second group? 2 stars. How about in our third group? Let's change this color. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3. 3 stars. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. And in our last group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. All right, let's count this one. 1, 2, and 1. So how do we show how many stars we have in each group? We show it by using numbers. 1 star, we use the number 1. 2 stars, we use the number 2. 3 stars, what should I put? 3. 4 stars, we're going to use the number 4. And 5 stars, we will use the number 5. Good job. So we use numbers to show how many, right? All right, let's erase this. Okay, now we are going to look at this right here. We're going to look at this picture. It looks like a garden, right? You see the garden gloves, and then you have garden tools down here. Okay, so we are going to say that Maria is in her vegetable garden, and she doesn't see any potatoes in this basket. The basket is empty. So how can she use a number to show that the basket is empty? There's no potatoes in there. All right, well, you know when you use the word 0, we're talking about none, all right? So when we say 0 potatoes, that means there's no potatoes. There's none. So if Maria, let's say she has 3 carrots, so we'll draw some carrots here. Let's say she has 3 carrots, but she has no potatoes. All right, 3 carrots, no potatoes are in the basket. How many counters would we put on our work mat to show how many potatoes Maria has in her basket? How many counters to show the potatoes? None. There's no potatoes, so I would not put any counters to show potatoes, right? Okay, so let's look at these rectangles here. How many boxes are shaded in? There's none. No, none. I'm sorry, there's no boxes. None. That means 0. Should we color in any boxes for the number 0? No. Why shouldn't we? Because Maria did not see any potatoes in the basket, right? Okay, so later on, guess what? Maria sees one potato. She sees one potato. So I'm going to put one counter here, and that's going to represent the potato that Maria sees. So let's say the number as we count. 1, right? So look over here. How many shaded boxes do you see? 1. And this one shaded box is telling us that there's one potato in Maria's garden, right? Okay, so now Maria sees 2 potatoes in her basket here. 2 potatoes. So 1, 2. Let's look over here. How are we going to show 2 potatoes? There's 2 boxes shaded in, and that's telling us that there's 2 potatoes in Maria's garden, right? All right, good job. So now we can pick another vegetable here. Let's say that Maria picked 2 peppers. She picked 2 peppers. Okay, these are supposed to be peppers. All right. Now there's 2 peppers. So these 2 counters are going to represent 2 peppers. So how many boxes would I fill in here to show 2 peppers? I would fill in 2 boxes. Here's 1 or 2 rectangles, right? And here's 2. So that shows that there's 2 peppers. All right, now Maria is in her garden and she found 1 cabbage. 1 cabbage. So we're going to add 1 counter to represent this cabbage. Okay, so how many of these rectangles would I fill in to show that Maria had 1 cabbage? 1. Very good. So I would color in 1 of these rectangles to show the cabbage. All right, now Maria has 0 cucumbers. 0 cucumbers. So what am I going to do? Oops, what am I going to do in this box right here to show 0 cucumbers? Am I going to color any of those rectangles in? No. Am I going to put any counters here to represent 0 cucumbers? No, I'm not. Why? Because 0 means none. There are no cucumbers, so I don't need to show any numbers to show the number of cucumbers because it is 0. So that is the number 0. 0 represents none. So I do not color any of these rectangles. Okay? All right, good job, superstars. Let's turn our page over. Okay, let's look at our first box up here. How many balloons is Peep the bird holding? So this is Peep the bird. How many balloons is Peep holding? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. So how did we know that there were 3 balloons? That's right, we counted them and we put a little mark on each one, right? So we knew that there were 3 balloons. We counted them and we put a mark on each one as we counted, right? Good job. Okay, let's go to our next box here. How many balloons does Peep the bird have now? 1, 2. So Peep has 2 balloons. What number tells how many balloons there are? The number 2. Over here it was the number 3, right? Okay, so how do you know how many balloons there are? We count them. Very good. Let's go to our next box here. So how many balloons does Peep the bird have now? 1. What number tells how many balloons there are? 1. Very good. All right, and let's go to this last box now. Peep doesn't look too happy here. I wonder why. How many balloons does Peep the bird have now? Oh no, I don't see any. None. So what number would you use to tell how many balloons Peep has now? 0. Very good. 0 is the number to show that there are none. Okay, now we're going to go to number 1 here. What we're going to do is we're going to count the fruit on the plate, and then we're going to shade in the correct number of rectangles here to represent the fruit. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. Remember to always touch what you're counting or put a line through it so that you know you counted it. So there's 3 apples. So how am I going to show 3 apples over here? How many rectangles should I color in? 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job. 3 rectangles showing. That's representing 3 apples. All right, let's look at number 2. I'll look at the plate. How many pieces of fruit are on that plate? 0, right? There's no fruit. So the number we use to tell that there's no fruit there would be 0. How many boxes should we color in to show 0? Should we color in any boxes? Nope. That's correct, because there's 0 pieces of fruit. So we don't color in any boxes. We leave it blank. All right, let's move up here for a sec. I have to clear that. Let's go like this. Okay, now we're going to look at number 3. How many pieces of fruit do you see? 1, 2. 2 pieces of fruit. What are we going to do over here? We're going to color how many rectangles to show 2 pieces of fruit. 2 rectangles. Good job. 1, 2. Okay. We're at number 4 now. Let's change the color. All right, let's look at this vase. How many flowers do you see in this vase? Do you see any? I don't either. So what are we going to do over here? How are we going to show that there are no flowers in this vase? What number would tell us that there are no flowers? The number 0, right? How am I going to show that over here? Would I color in any rectangles? No, I won't, because 0 means none. So I'm not going to color any of these rectangles over here. All right, let's look at number 5. Oh, do you see flowers in this vase? We can count them. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 flowers. So what are we going to draw here? Or what are we going to color, I mean, not draw. We're going to color in 3 rectangles, right? To represent 3 flowers. go. 3. All right, last one. I'll look at that vase. Do you see any flowers? What number tells us the number of flowers you see right now in this vase? Well, there's no flowers, so the number 0 is telling us that there are no flowers in that vase. And when we look over here, what should we do? Should we color in any of the rectangles? No, we shouldn't, because 0 means none. So there's no flowers in the vase. We use the number 0, and we don't color in any of those boxes. All right, superstars, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. And until next time, bye, superstars.